Hello guys, it's CapCorgi. Hope you guys are having a great day. I wanted to give some interesting news. A brand new game, a game from last year is being now released on PC, and it has kind of taken a lot of people by surprise. Not me though, because it was a huge release on PlayStation, and I was like, man, there's no way this fails on PC unless the port is terrible. But the port is good, and the game is good, apparently. I haven't played it yet. But there's a demo on Steam, and I might be playing it soon. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade is an action combat game with some RPG mechanics, a little bit of a Souls-like feel, a sci-fi world, and a gorgeous protagonist. To the point that I remember very distinctly one of my favorite stories about Stellar Blade was that the character was too unrealistic. And that the developers were, like, you know, pushing unrealistic beauty standards. This was an actual article last year, maybe done by IGN. It was done by one of the major, like, gaming journalism groups, of course, because they're all so bad sometimes. The maker of Stellar Blade countered this by showcasing pictures, behind-the-scene pictures of the model used for Eve, the main character, and the actual model who's used for it, the actual actress, she's even more pretty than the Eve used in game. Like, she's actually, you know, her body's even more fabulous, her, like, face is even more gorgeous. It's just like, okay, never mind. Whoever it was, I don't remember if it was IGN or Kotaku or whoever, but whoever it was left eating crow. Anyways, that's just the complete aside. But this port has just come out as of yesterday, and it has kind of taken the gaming world by storm. People are going crazy. That's a different story. People are going crazy about it, and there's even a little bit of a demo, to the point that 90,000 people are in game. At the time, this is just a random YouTube account, they have stated, this is official now, they did the numbers, people did the numbers, Stellar Blade has officially outperformed every other former PlayStation exclusive that later got ported over to PC in terms of peak player count. Now, this includes Uncharted, this includes Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man Miles Morales, this includes Last of Us Remastered. To be fair, Last of Us Remastered was a terrible PC port. This includes God of War. It's right under God of War. This includes Horizon Zero Dawn. All of these games, a lot of them really, really amazing games. And, you know, the peaks are not even close. Stellar Blade has hit 80,000 concurrent players. This is not even the cap, because right now, it is, as of right now, 2 p.m. on Friday. So we have not hit the weekend yet. It is you know, middle of the day Friday. So this number, at least for this coming weekend, is almost certainly going to go up. And the port is good. 92% positive rating on Steam. Well, according to this, it's 95. I don't know which one. It's either 92 or 95. Either way, extremely positive. So, why is this? Why are people surprised? Why is this taking the gaming world by storm? Well, it's very simple, guys. It's very simple. The gameplay is good. It's shocking that in the year of our Lord 2025, that something so simple as good gameplay mixed with a good story, mixed with, you know, nice-looking characters, these things can actually be the ingredients for a very successful game. Performance apparently is a little bit of an issue, but you know, if you turn them down to like medium, it still looks good. So people are mostly doing that. It's one of those types of situations, but you know, those will be ironed out. It's still very playable apparently, and you know, there's some tricks like the long hair is something that messes people up, so people are using short hair. I'm just talking about I just glanced over the reviews before I made this video for you guys. This is also yet another example of the world of gaming journalism getting it wrong. I think this is something that a lot of people have not really talked enough about. Let's see, what was, I think IGN put up their new score for the PC port. IGN score for Stellar Blade. I just wanted to... Yep, there it is. 7 out of 10. So Stellar Blade released. It's already one of the biggest Steam launches ever, which is fine. But they, if you scroll down, rate it a 7 out of 10. And it just keeps happening. This is over and over and over again, where a game that will be loved by fans, be thought of as a good game, have good mechanics, have good things going on with the game, ends up being, you know, critically panned. You know, 7 out of 10 for what amounts to a lot of people's Game of the Year last year. It wasn't mine, I didn't play it, but it was a lot of people's, like, contender, at least, for Game of the Year. Right alongside, you know, other standouts like Astrobot and Black Myth Wukong, and, you know, my pick out of the list for the Game Awards was Black Myth Wukong. But my personal great Game of the Year was Space Marine 2. I loved Space Marine 2. I thought it was truly, truly something that harkens back to an age of gaming that I loved and missed desperately. And actually, this is a big part of Stellar Blade. A big part of it is that it feels like, you know, a little bit like a... I mean, I hesitate to use the comparison to Jak and Daxter, but it's like, you know, mixes a lot of combat with exploration and an interesting world and a sci-fi-esque storyline. So, you know, in that ways, you know, those ingredients are similar to Jak and Daxter. So, fuck it, I'm gonna stick with it. So, yeah, I think it's very, very interesting. Yeah, maybe I will really like Stellar Blade. Who knows? But those are the ingredients that I got from watching it and from reading other people's reviews and, you know, watching my friends and so on. Playing a Stellar Blade, I was like, you know, this is giving me some good vibes, man. I really do like these aspects of it. So, a game that is considered Game of the Year for millions of gamers, and IGN gives it a 7 out of 10. This has happened over and over again. And then other games that IGN gives, in this case, let's just do IGN review of Dragon Age the Veilguard. This is one of the 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 IGN. And it has been one of the most universally panned video games of the past 5 years by actual people, by actual gamers. You and I and every other person. And this is actually insane level. You know, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 getting, you know, low reviews, and it's considered a lot of people's this year Game of the Year, for example. And Black Myth Wukong, they gave Black Myth Wukong the, arguably, for most people, the Game of the Year, the true Game of the Year last year. They give that a 6 or 7 out of 10. Let me check. I don't want to, you know, diss IGN without my facts straight. Black Myth Wukong. Wukong score. Let's see. 8 out... Oh, okay, they gave it an 8 out of 10. But at least, I mean, like, 8 out of 10 is okay, but it's still too low for the ingredients. And one of the reasons that they gave a score down, by the way, was they were trying to act like women weren't allowed to be in the game for Black Myth Wukong, which was found to be completely incorrect, by the way, because it just showed they weren't able to get past Act 1. You know, Act 2 and beyond, like, women characters, female characters are like main characters in the entire story. It just wasn't in the first section of the game, and games journalism cannot get past the first section of a game because they fucking suck at games a lot of times. Anyways, so Dragon Age the Veilguard, universally loved by critics and universally hated by gamers. And Black Myth Wukong, another example of a game that is panned by critics and loved by gamers. How does it keep happening? Every time a journalist or outlet states that a game is bad or problematic in some way, they did the same fucking thing to Space Marine 2, by the way, my game of the year. It sells amazingly, and every time they praise the game like crazy, and they all say it's a return to form, it bombs, and it dies, and the studio closes, and, you know, people are laid off. Why is that? I think game makers need to stop listening to fucking critics. And I think they need to start listening to actual gamers once again. You know, one of the reasons that Space Marine 2 was critically panned, which really sucks, is there was an interview by the lead developer, the head dev of Space Marine 2. And he basically echoed these types of sentiments, saying that, you know, I just made a game for the fans. I went back to the old school action games. I'm paraphrasing. Old school action games of the 360 era. He said those words. And, you know, I kind of like tried to distill what makes them great and try to modernize those things, but keeping the spirit exactly what people wanted. And that's exactly why I love the game. That is exactly, and he said that, you know, I don't put any other kind of extraneous crap in my game because I want people to play the game and enjoy the game. And games journalism took that as, oh, you don't like our politics, blah blah blah. Which, by the way, the dev did not say at all. He didn't. He just said, I just want to make a game. I'm not trying to send a message. This is about gaming. I want to make it a good experience. I want to make the combat good. I want to give you the power fantasy. That's it. Tell a good story. I mean, it's crazy that these things are so rare in games these days. A lot of times, at least in AAA games, and, you know, the higher tier. Like, I think Space Marine 2 is like a very high AA game. Like, you know, very high quality AA game. Stellar Blade, extremely high AA game. Kind of thing. But regardless, the point stays the same. And the critics, Kotaku and so on, they released articles absolutely lambasting the main dev of Space Marine 2 for those exact words. And, you know, a couple of scores, maybe it was Eurogamer, it actually did ding the score of Space Marine 2 for that reason. Which is fucking pathetic. Absolutely fucking pathetic. I really hope we do go back to a situation where people are, you know, more game makers are listening to gamers. Indie games do this because they know that they have to count on us gamers to buy their game. The entire point of their game is to sell directly to us. So our experience matters, not the shareholder. They don't have shareholders. Not the games media, because games media is probably not going to cover their game as they're a small enough indie anyways. Fuck them. So all that matters is, how do us gamers like their fucking game? It's really that simple. And this is why I find myself playing more and more indie games these days and less AAAs. AAAs are caring about way too much about monetization. They're caring more about, you know, they have a chief monetization officer. Do any indie game makers have a chief monetization officer? No. Does Larian Studios have a chief monetization officer? No. Like, does From Software? At least they didn't used to, so I don't think they do. But, you know, they have made a couple of live service games, so who knows with that, but I don't think so. At least they definitely didn't over the past 2 years, so who knows if anything's changed. I don't think it has. I still give them a lot of credit. But the list goes on and on of the companies that do have one of those and the companies that don't, and the difference in quality for gameplay for each. Coincidence? I think not. And the gameplay, it's really funny because people were debating this online, and the gameplay is one of those things that a lot of people didn't pay attention to when Stellar Blade first came out. People kept talking about Eve, the main character. They kept talking about the various costumes that she's wearing and, like, how revealing they are, how, like, you know, overly sexual she is, and so on and so forth. And I was watching the gameplay way back from some of my favorite streamers. You know, there was a bunch of them that played it, like all the big guys. The one I watched the most was Moist Critical. I love Charlie. So, the gameplay of the game was good. Like, it was actually smooth. It was actually good. The combos are satisfying. The hitboxes are good, like you expect from a Souls-like game. But this is a far more of a game that is, how do I put it? I guess more action combat-y than... it's more akin to Bayonetta than it is akin to a Souls game. That is something that I was surprised by. Like, you know, when I first saw the game, I was like, oh, this is a Souls game. I covered the trailer for it, kind of making fun of it, because the maker of the game, the company that makes the game, also makes one of the most horrifically, like, absolutely gotcha, like, you know, super sexy characters, super egregious sexuality, way more than Stellar Blade. It's called Nikke, Goddess of Victory. And it was really funny. I'm going to link the video in the description below of me trying to suss out. I was like, why? Because we saw the trailer all the way back. I think it was PlayStation Showcase last year. So, or maybe it was the year before that, actually. I think maybe it was 2 years ago. And I was like, wow, why is the gameplay, like, you know, so, like, why is it so focused on her butt? And the answer is very, very simple. And I found out why. I was like, who made this game? And so I look it up on Google on stream, and I was like, oh, they make Nikke, Goddess of Victory. And this is the entire gameplay. You are controlling these girls, shooting at the screen, and you're just seeing their ass shake as bullets come out. I'm not kidding. That is the actual gameplay. And that's a gacha game. Thankfully, this is not a gacha game. This is not egregious monetization. There is no stupid fucking battle pass. There is no, you know, FOMO or anything like that. Not much, at least. There's a little bit. You have to, you know, one of the skins, you had to, like, pre-order the ultimate version all the way back when it first went on sale or something like that. There has been some discussion about that. It's the special red skin. I don't really know. I don't really care about skins too much, but that is one skin that apparently is a bit FOMO. But besides that one thing, this is you buy it once, it's yours. You can earn costumes in-game. You can also buy some costumes out of game as an extra microtransaction, and that's it. That is literally it. There's an Ultimate Edition. There is a Standard Edition. That's every game, pretty much. I don't really care about that too much. That is it. That's the extent of the monetization. There is no gacha. There is no pay-to-win. There is no anything else. That is a big part of the reason that this game is successful. I compare it to this is the positive side of how a game like this can be made. And there is a negative side as well, which was the First Ascendant. So First Ascendant is essentially the exact same type of game as Warframe. And Warframe, you know, has its own issues that, you know, thankfully it's not really pay to win because you can pay for power, but you can earn everything in game. First Ascendant is not like that. So what they eschew is the ability to earn everything in the game. They add insane amounts of grind in First Ascendant, but every character is Eve level gorgeous. Like, every single character looks like Eve. Every single character, like, one is a blonde one is a brunette, blah, blah, blah. And every character is, like, absolutely gorgeous, like, drop dead gorgeous and stuff. And you're just like, okay, this is what they're catering to. But it is very much akin to a true pay-to-win situation. Paying $100 to upgrade your character to their full potential and so on. And that is what dragged people away from that game. That's what dragged me away. For 20 hours, it was a pretty good game, and then after the grind got too much, I was like, okay, this is getting egregious, guys. So I stopped playing. And then the other thing that went against the First Ascendant that Stellar Blade has not run into as a problem, and I'll explain why, is that the end game for the First Ascendant was very, very poor. Like, you know, very grindy, extremely repetitive, not very useful, and you know, very, very much monotonous, and a lot of the same activities over and over again, and a lot of the same environments, and so on and so forth, and you know, grinding for materials and all that shit. And that was it. That was all the end game was, and it was kind of a drag, and that's why people, a lot of the times, if you see, like, you know, the First Ascendant, because that game hit it big, like, for a little bit. Hundreds of thousands of people were playing it concurrently last year when it first came out, and then it dropped off a cliff, and this is why. Now, the difference is, Stellar Blade is a single-player game. Something that a lot of game makers have not realized is if you're making a single-player game, you don't need to put any kind of dog shit mechanics like pay to win or grinding and things like that in the game at all. Just make the gameplay smooth, make it, you know, flow well, make, you know, progression matter, give players the power fantasy that they're craving, without having to pay money or jump through hoops or something like that. And this is where a lot of the multiplayer games fall apart. Because the multiplayer games, like in this case First Ascendant, and there's many examples of this, I'm just using First Ascendant because it's just in my head, they do the opposite because they are going for the FOMO. They're going for the playtime grind. They're going for, you know, this, that, and whatever, as opposed to making just a good experience. And that's apparently what we get in Stellar Blade. Granted, I have not played this game myself. but I'm just going on what people have said, what Charlie has shown, and what I've seen from other smaller streamers, my friends and all that have played it. And I will be playing this game on Steam in the next few days. I want to try the demo. The demo is free, so I will be able to give an update video myself, my first impressions, what do I think of the game, and so on and so forth. I do have a PS5, but I just never decided to get the game. I just didn't bother. I haven't turned on my PS5 in like a year, I'm not gonna lie, so that was a big part of it. Also, my capture card is kind of a pain in the ass to use, so I didn't really want to mess with that, so that was the other reason. Anyways, that is all. I just wanted to give some information on this pretty big situation. I'm very happy about it because I always love to see a good game that has effort put into it succeed. I really do hope, you know, more games hit success like this. It is a very important thing in the gaming world. We have so many stories of issues with gaming. We have so many stories that, I mean, I cover the bad things that happen in gaming all the time. And so I just want to give some good news. That is it. That is all the information. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Have you played Stellar Blade? What do you think of Stellar Blade? Do you think the character is too much? Do you think the story is interesting? Do you like the game mechanics? Have you, you know, tried to play Stellar Blade? Have you played other games similar that you want to compare it to? Black Myth Wukong is on, you know, a lot of people's tongues when they think of the gameplay, and I played Black Myth Wukong. It's a great game. You know, countless others similar as well. So, I would love to hear your thoughts, and if you guys liked this video, please do give this video a like, give this channel a sub, ring the bell so you can get those notifications all the time, because I do create new videos every single day for you guys, and I'm a solo operator. I create it all myself, and I love to create good content, so I'll cover the good as the good, I'll cover the bad as the bad, and I'll always give you the authentic take. Hope you guys enjoyed, and can't wait to hear your thoughts, and catch you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.